Ребята, всем привет. Ну что ж, мы продолжаем прохождение Анойры. Детективчик. Вот. Как всегда без камеры, потому что этот детективчик у нас что-то камера штормить начинает. Не понимаю. Почему? Ну, это в принципе не важно. Важно это, чтобы вы, мои дорогие зрители, видели игру. Ну что ж, у меня все так же действует рулетка, я вам напоминаю про нее. Рулетка будет действовать примерно до начала мая. Вот. Так что я вам советую успеть хотя бы прокрутить. Хотел сделать годовую, но я сейчас чуть поменяю. Рулеткой она останется, но с некими корректировками. Об этом будет написано в ВК-группе и также продублировано в Дискорде, и будет отдельный видос на эту тему. Может быть, заказывать игры у меня все так же. Пишите мне в личку, мы обсуждаем. За них тоже обсуждаем. Вот. Ну что ж, а мы начинаем прохождение детективчика. Мы остановились на том, что разобрались с наркодилерами, но еще не полностью. Еще продолжение потом. Одну минуту и вырубаю. Отдел нравов, подстава.
You like the fight game, Phelps? I did a little boxing in the Marines. I found it a pretty humbling experience.
Fix you a sandwich, buddy? Corned beef and egg salad, 12 cents. Bologna and ham and cheese, 10.
It's strictly a mug's game. You'll like this fight, though. A plucky limey's about to take a beating from an up-and-coming Negro. You sound pretty sure about the result. I ought to be. I got $50 on the black kid. Let's get a ringside
Там же
seat.
двое черных. Лол. Ладно, мне показалось. Белые черные. Что-то что-то прокачано.
That son of a bitch Hammond made a run for his dressing room. Let's find out what's going on.
God damn you, Albert! You get out here right now!
Step back! LAPD! What's going on?
That son of a bitch Hammond has jammed the door.
And who are you?
Carlo Arcaro, I'm his manager.
I'm his trainer.
Interesting attitude to have towards a victorious athlete.
Victorious? We had an arrangement. We had a goddamn arrangement!
That limey bastard was paid to take a nap. He reneged.
And you were out of pocket?
Damn right. Me and a couple hundred other people. Stand aside.
Он уже свалил.
He squeezed out the window. I'll put an APB out on him.
Я вижу его рост.
Why would we do that? He won the fight fair and square.
To prevent him from getting clipped. He was paid to...
Секундочку.
There was big money riding on this
So are we
fight.
here because you lost money or because we're investigating a prize fighting racket?
Very funny. Look around and see what you can find. Which is Hammond's locker?
Over by the pinboard, second from the end.
Right.
There's a phone number we can run by R&I. Plus a bunch of names and odds. You're not the only one who likes a flutter, Roy.
Боксера разыскиваем теперь, который что-то подставил, я даже не понял.
Maybe. No.
Из газетка.
You look troubled.
Знакомый чувак.
I'm in
Где-то я его
a
видел.
jam, doctor.
Какой-то из частей.
Can I help, Courtney? Is it money?
No, doctor. That's okay. Do I have your professional confidence?
Whatever you say, we'll never leave this room.
I talked some of the guys in my old unit into doing something, and it's gone wrong. I guess I did it for the wrong reasons, for short-term gain. We came home from China on the Cool Ridge.
The morphine robbery.
That was us. I thought I could get the guys a fair share. Some sort of benefit for the sacrifices that they made in the war. Those guys deserve it, Doctor.
Oh, I'm sure they do, Courtney. But the deserving aren't always rewarded.
Tell me about it, Doc. We shifted our stuff onto this mob-connected guy, and it's been turning up all over town. It wasn't meant to be like this.
The presumption was rather naive, Courtney.
I know that now, Doctor. But people are dying.
Might I venture a few questions?
Sure.
Do your underworld contacts have all the morphine?
No, they don't. We doled it out, hoping we could control it.
Are they pressing you for further allocation?
That's the polite way of putting it, Doctor.
I may be able to help you, Courtney.
Thanks, Doc. It helps just to talk about it.
I mean, I have a solution that will help you financially and salve your conscience.
I'm all ears, Doctor.
I will transact to take all the narcotic off your hands. And you can rest assured that it will all be medically administered. I will use the funds that I no longer require for the purchase of medication and invest them in housing developments.
Housing?
The developments in question are housing projects for former servicemen. Your return will come from the sale of the properties, and your investment will benefit those that you care for most. Does this arrangement meet with your approval?
You're a magician, Doctor.
Интересная история. Газеты. Так, ладненько, дальше разыскиваем, что тут есть.
I don't think this is going to help us.
Все только телефон. А ведь грушу нельзя. Очень.
You better find that cocksucker and you bring him to me.
I feel bad too, Mickey. He guaranteed me he would take the flop.
I guarantee that you will be fish food if you don't bring me. Roy, you out of pocket too?
Mickey? Seems that way.
Don't worry about it. My boys are out looking for him.
Well, you'd better call them off. This is a police matter now. If anything happens to Hammond, I'll testify that you made threats against him.
Who's the Greyhound? He's a frisky one, isn't he?
Cole Phelps? Mickey Cohen.
I know who he is, Roy. I, met his brother-in-law.
Бля, Фелпс очень... наш детектив
I think you
слишком...
had the mixture pretty scared back there.
Как это сказать? Слишком себя ведет уверенно. Что он мент и типа... Его могут хорошенько так убить.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Интересно, что будет в конце игры, когда мы дадим.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need an address for the following phone number. AL345.
The address for the phone number is the Hotel El Mar, 6294 Leland Way, Hollywood.
Thanks.
Поехали.
You know the place?
Flop house. Quarter a night, no questions asked.
You're behind the wheel.
Do we know where we're going?
Да, ты мое такси. Так что подвози.
You seem to have a pretty cozy relationship with Cohen and Stompanato.
Do I note a hint of reprimand in your tone, Detective? Talking to gangsters comes with the turf. You should try out Mickey's place. He's got a haberdasher's up on Sunset. See if he can get you out of those old man's clothes that you slink around in.
It's a front for his illegal activities.
It is that, but he does carry some very sharp suits.
If it's okay with you, I'll stick with Brooks Brothers.
Брук Бразерс. Неплохо название. Неплохо, достаточно.
oxymoron for you. Yeah, what do you want?
LAPD. We're making inquiries into the whereabouts of an Albert Hammond.
No one here by that name.
You sure?
Sure, I'm sure. This isn't the sort of place where people use their real names. Take a look at the register if you don't believe me.
Давай.
That looks like a beauty.
Okay, so look for prominent Tommies. That should narrow it down.
Olive oil comes from olives. Where does baby oil come?
Вероника, кого мы ищем, кстати? Я забыл имя этого чувачка. Джин Харву. Залет уголок. Винсент Прайс. Как он сказал? Блин. Я провтыкал этот момент. Роберт Митчелл. Вирджиния Майя. Спенсер. Трейси. Виктор. Мэтью. Вообще не понимаю, бро. Видите, здесь можно тыкать и все, и как бы, наверное, попадет. Хотя это уже это не работает.
Winston Churchill. A very patriotic Englishman is staying in room 207.
The old bulldog. Even at a flop house, Adley can't get out from his shadow.
Какой 207, да, вроде? Да. Черт.
Door's unlocked. Looks like he's had a broad up here.
Вот и капа. А вот и капа, так. Отойди. Я расследую.
I guess a fighter has plenty of time on his hands between bouts. Does Albert have somebody special? I didn't see anyone in his corner at the fight.
Может, она смотрела с другой стороны. Сакпа.
Insta-heat.
Что это?
Adrian Black's product of choice. Seems like a lifetime ago.
Вот адрес.
Candy has expensive taste. Albert has his work cut out for him.
All right, let's go after his girl. See if that gets us any closer. Who's Candy?
Candy Edwards, the lady who fell down. Gives us an angle if he has a real love interest.
Так.
Looks like Albert has been doing some homework. 11 grand would be a nice little nest egg. What now?
All right, Let's go after his girl. See if that gets us any closer.
What's America gonna understand? It's about giving, not getting. Wow, that looks like a beauty.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Can you drive to this one?
Where are we going?
Кэнди, давайте адрес Кэнди. Это, то есть, подождите, мы без полицейского участка просто начали следить за каким-то боксером. Поехали. Ой.
So, you boxed in the Marines?
We all did. Standard training.
I can't imagine you ever played dirty.
The only prize for taking a fall was 1,000 push-ups.
1000 отжиманий. 1000 отжиманий. Сильно. Ох, Фелпс. Почему-то мы с тобой похожи. Вот, отель Олег.
We need to know which room is Candy's.
LAPD, ma'am. We're looking for Candy Edwards.
Apartment 7. You take the outside stairs by the parking lot and turn left at the top. You friends of the Italian guy?
Italian guy?
Yeah. Sleazy type? Gave his name as Carlo. I didn't like the look of him, but Candy has some funny friends.
Thanks.
This Candy broad must be as sweet as she sounds. All these gentlemen callers.
Hey, fuck you!
По лестнице налево, да?
Give it up, bitch.
Sounds like we're missing all
He's
the
gone and
fun.
fucked
Get
both
in
of
there,
us, and you know
Phelps.
where he's hiding. Now tell me where he is before I cut you.
I told you I haven't seen him.
Like hitting women, dude. This isn't gonna end well for you, friend.
Как тебе такой бокс? А нет, вот. Но один удар он не втащил все-таки.
Out cold, but breathing. Give her a minute and take a look around.
Они все-таки полезны.
Nasty weapon.
All the Italians carry them. A real man uses his fists or a gun.
Джордж, Рэй, Олс, Мервин, Гарри, Роберт.
Carlo here seems to have the same friends as Hammond. What are the odds on them all being bookmakers? She's leaving town.
Вот куда она отправляется. Место отправления: Лос-Анджелес, Калифорния. Место прибытия: Огайо. Для соединения пассажира Кэнди Эдвард.
Single ticket, one way. I guess there isn't a lot for Albert in Ohio.
Альберт.
Scania sails from New York. Take a seat, Miss Edwards. We have some questions for you to answer.
Look, I haven't done anything wrong.
Ever? I find that pretty hard to believe.
Can you answer some questions now, Miss Edwards?
Sure, I've had worse. I'll shake it off.
We're trying to track down Albert Hammond. We have reason to believe he might be in danger. Do you know where he is?
No, I don't. I'm over Albert. I haven't seen him.
Save it for the suckers, Candy. Albert won big. He may not have told you, but you don't strike me as the type who leaves town when there's money to be had.
Call me anything you like, Flatfoot. I'm done with this burg and all the cheap chiselers who live here.
Do the names Harry, Mervyn, or Ray mean anything to you?
Could be anybody. How the hell would I know?
They're bookmakers, aren't they? Tell me the truth.
How the hell would I know?
Бля, вот хер поймешь, честно, вообще такая мимика.
Don't ask, you never find out. Your friend Carlo seems to be looking for them too.
Carlo is no friend of mine. He was no friend of Albert's either.
Блять, крестик, значит, она.
You're leaving town, Miss Edwards?
Yes, I'm going straight home.
Ой, ну.
You're lying to me. Albert finally won a big fight. I say good luck to him. But you know where he is. Let me help him, Candy.
Do all you cops run off at the mouth? Prove I know where he is.
Она везде одинаковая.
You're off the hook. For now. Albert is going home by boat as soon as he collects his winnings. I know you're going to meet him.
Albert is going to collect nothing. He'll be lucky if he can get out of town in one piece.
How will you fare any better? They already believe you're in on it.
Hell, I know you're in on it.
You can think what you want, Buster. I'll take my chances. I got a few errands to run, and then I say adios to
Короче,
this stuff.
что-то не получается, не базарь.
Well, get out of your way, Candy. We know you're a busy lady.
Like I said, I've done nothing wrong.
The LAPD expects a little more cooperation. You'd better watch your back, sister. Get out, Carlo, you hump. And get rid of that pig sticker. You ever pull that thing on me, I'll shoot you like a dog.
That bitch knows where Hammond is. She knows where my money's gone.
My money too, tough guy. I'll handle this. Bad people are looking to hurt Candy, and yet she's not heading straight for the train station? I smell a payoff. I say stake her out. See where she goes.
Согласен. Ебать, вы до утра сидели в тачке, ё. Опа.
Tail this broad. Don't let her get away, but don't get spotted. I'll bring up the car behind you.
Следите за камерой. Станьте инкогнито. таким чемоданчиком идет, посмотрите. Какая интересная женщина, идущая куда-то. Достаточно далеко. Она прям не спешит на вокзал, но идет уверенно. Игра бомба. Мне очень нравится. Еще и такой век прям. Сделали бы продолжение игры, было бы круто. Бля. А вот это я тупанул, это плохо. Обернулась на повороте и пиздец. Нормально. Где народ есть? Не видно меня было, что ты паришь мне мозг? Я был ровненько за вот этим вот. Капец. Да, когда в Assassin's Creed тебя... Ну ладно, в Assassin's Creed можно убивать, а здесь нельзя убить. Здесь как бы детектив, ты защитник народа, страж порядка, все дела. Да она охренела, нет, ну слушайте, вообще что за хуйня? Как найти? Нет, я не хочу пропускать какие-то сцены. Чё, охерели? Продолжаем. Хера себе игра, чё говорю. Кстати, можно по трубе забраться. Попробуем.
How much slack? Get closer.
Она даже не узнаешь. Блять, она прямо пошла.
Move in. At risk losing the trail. Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Да я не это, думаю, как она меня спалил? Ты задолбал, курица. А вот. Сейчас сядь в тачку и едет. Это ж там судно. Или нет? Не, ну прикольно. Бля, переулок какой-то. Наверное, точно увидел. Так. Да, тут прям.
Bookmakers?
Даже не
Surprise, surprise.
смотреть дешевые.
A blonde woman just came in here.
Solve that big case. She went out the back way. Said she was being watched.
How much did she collect?
$3,600. She cleaned me out.
On the Hammond Kid Galahad fight?
You got it. I'm not complaining. We all made a lot of money on that one. Huge plunge on Galahad, and then Hammond knocks the bum out.
So she collected the money and went out through the back door?
Nope. She made a phone call over there, wrote something on a notepad, and then left.
Сука. Она догадалась, что мы занесли тебя.
What are you doing? An old intelligence trick from the Marines.
А как она вот так вот стала белым? А, ну она написала белым, мы делаем просто фон темный. Старый трюк. Аптека, эксперт, Голливуд. Ага.
We know where she's headed. Let's get moving.
Едем.
Wow, that looks like a beauty.
You can drive.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Car 11K, 11 King. Further to your request, Bunko Fraud has 3 known bookmakers operating out of storefronts in the Hollywood area. Thrifty Liquor, 6106 Santa Monica, the Examiner Drugstore, and a Max Spirits at 1658 North Cherokee. HPL clear.
У нее что, новая тачка? Лол, тут сейчас знает. Рэя. Эксперская контора Рэя. Хотя интересный квест с боксером. Только наркота была. А, это 6-е прохождение, я перепутал. Сами? Ну ладно. Справим. Вообще, я прям... Я прям сейчас исправлю. Секундочку. Так вот. Поехали.
Detectives Phelps and Earl, LAPD.
Relax, Cole. You just have a blonde in here, Mervyn?
Sure did. I'm just about to close up. She took me to the cleaners. 4,000 clams and change.
How long ago did she leave?
Maybe 5 minutes. Called a cab. Asked for a number. I told her there was a card over there by the phone.
Да ё-моё. Поняться за этой дурочкой. Где мобила? Где телефон?
Yellow cab. We need to get after her, fast. Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Can you connect me to the Yellow Cab Company? Hollywood 2187, please. This is Detective Phelps, LAPD. You dispatched a cab to 1487 Ivar
Не, ну
Avenue,
гонять, конечно, с
Hollywood.
девчонкой вот за это всему городу. Капец какой-то.
Yes, sir. Send one round from the pool.
Do you have the number of that cab?
Number 179.
Thanks.
А маршрут? А маршрут?
We're done playing around. Get Mervyn to give us an address on Ray's place.
You have any idea who Ray is?
Sugar Ray?
Not now, Mervyn. Cole doesn't have much of a sense of humor at the best of times.
Ray runs a shop up on North Cherokee Avenue, just south of Hollywood Boulevard.
Он так просто мне рассказал? Ну ладно. Я думал, сейчас опять допросы нужны будут. Так спокойно мне об этом сказал. Легко.
You know the way. You can drive.
All right, where to?
Я думаю, такси патрульный. Блин, какой же красивый мир.
Hammond backed himself to win.
And Candy is picking up the winnings. Smart play.
Question is Candy collecting on Albert's behalf, or is she cheating him too?
Как она прочувствовала, что мы за ней следим? Интересно. Умная сучка. Получается. Вот так следим. Самое.
That's the cab waiting up ahead. She's not in the car. Don't get too close.
She must be inside.
Ну да, она внутри.
We're on the move again, Cole. After her. Don't lose that cab.
Ой, какая хорошая.
Hammond is over the hill. He's a punching bag for the up-and-comers. She knows goddamn place.
Посмотрите на эти
I think he
колеса.
knows. I think he worked out the place isn't LA.
He's punchy. His brain's going to mush. Winston Churchill?
Раньше
Give me a
вроде бы
break.
максимальная скорость была 60.
Churchill is a fighter, Roy. Hammond didn't just scribble down the first name he could think of.
Too close, Phelps. Way too close. Now would be a bad time to forget how to drive.
Hammond is full of himself, being this sure he was gonna win. That bitch is giving me what I'm owed. That's all I know.
Pull over. She's heading inside. I think I just saw Hammond. I'll tail him. You get in there and stay with Candy. Make sure you don't let her see you.
This guy's got a screw loose.
Jesus H. Christ!
The early bird gets the worm. The second mouse gets the cheese.
Isn't that the cop who won the medal and is solving all the cases?
Hey, there's such a thing as soap, you know?
Isn't that the cop who caught the guy that was pretending to be dead?
The heck?
Опа. А ее убили. А, ее ранили.
Call an ambulance. Hammond got away.
He said...
Just try and sit still, Candy.
Make
Who
me-
shot you? Was it Albert?
Car.
They're on the way. I have a patrolman searching the depot. The chief's putting together a manhunt for Hammond. He got the money, right? Looks like it. A tough bird, our limey friend. Using his girlfriend as the bag woman and then getting greedy over the split. He won't make it out of town. That's how you see it? I told you that cocksucker was a crook.
Следили за бабой. Ее еще убили. Вообще прикольно. Все это время ствол был.
.32 caliber. One shot fired.
Интересно.
The Egyptian Theater.
So, what now?
The theater, I guess. We don't have much else to go on.
Ну да. Выбора-то у нас точно не дохера. Зацепок нет. Чувак свалил.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes. Do we know where we're going?
Poor girl. She didn't deserve that. Poor girl. Half the precinct aren't taking a vacation this year because of her. You need to leave town a lot quicker than that if you decide to screw over Mickey C.
Mickey K. Надо еще такое.
This seems like a long shot.
Aren't they all?
Car 11K, Car 11 King, come in.
Car 11 King.
Message from the coroner. The cause of death was a knife wound. Repeat, a knife wound. Revolver appears to have belonged to the victim.
Son of a bitch. He stabbed her. I thought you said real men use their fists, not guns. That guinea cocksucker. You think he got the money too? Come on, Roy. We're bringing this whole tragedy to its conclusion.
you kill her, Carlo? Your gripe was with me.
She was collecting the money for you. Mickey made it clear it was either me or you, and I intend to keep on living.
She stole those betting slips. She was running out on me.
And you were gonna let her?
No, I let her collect. I set her up, just like she set me up. Just like my manager set me up. Everyone wanted me to take a dive. Everyone wanted me to take the short money. It's for the best, kid.
You were washed up, kid! You couldn't climb, and you were too brave to sink. You were going nowhere!
Maybe, but I had heart. I was a Royal Marine, Carlo. If I lost a fight, it wasn't for lack of trying, and it wasn't for lack of courage. I didn't have much, but I had that.
I did it for you, and that's how you repay me!
You did it for yourself, so did little boy. You did it to make a quick buck, and Candy did it to make her dream come true.
Blah, blah, blah. I've got the money, all I need to do is get rid of you. It's gonna be a shame, kid, but that's business.
We've heard enough, Arcaro. Put down your weapon.
You're making a big mistake, Arcaro. Find some cover. You're clear, go! Where are you?
You limey cocksucker.
Уложили всех гангстеров.
It's time to come out now, Hammond. Put the gun down, Roy. That son of a bitch owes me a lot of money. Catch. Yascanya sails from New York, Hammond. Be on the next train and don't ever come back.
Why?
Because I was a Marine and I once lacked courage. Everyone deserves a second chance. Now beat it. Fuck you! That English prick is getting away with my money, Phelps!
I'm hearing rumors of a fight that was fixed, of gangsters looking to get square, that LAPD cops might be involved. Either of you two sons of bitches know anything about that?
No, sir.
So, the dead wop who turned up in this theater, who used to be a boxing manager, who murdered Candy Edwards, has nothing to do with the fix?
Absolutely not.
Earl, you're doing venereal disease citations until you can learn to stop lying to me. Phelps, got anything to add?
No, sir.
Get your uniform from your locker. You're back on the street.
Нормально у нас так. То есть, подождите. Закрытие дела будет халатным? За шо? За шо? Кэнди в морге, которого отдаст его как следует. Стоп, то есть был вариант, чтобы она не попала в морг? Так, буквально одну минутку отойду. Так, я тут, извиняюсь. Что так? Обнаженный
187 at 5810 Murata Avenue. Homicide wants you over there. The coroner thinks the broad was whacked using the army morphine. Don't say anything, Roy. Just get over there.
Просто поезжай туда. Морфин. Новая улика. Смотри, не выход, что ли? Ладно, иду обратно.
What's with that getup of yours, anyway? Start introducing us as Detective Earl, and this is my science teacher, Mr. Phelps.
Your interest in my appearance is starting to get me worrying.
Like it or not.
А как здесь сменить, извините, свой имидж?
People judge me with you on my arm the same way they would a fat broad with a 5 o'clock shadow.
I really hope you're joking, Roy.
Нормально у него костюмчик, что он может? Поехали.
You're behind the wheel.
Seem distracted. We recovered the morphine. Some of it might be unaccounted for, so what? That's life. We did our job.
Closing one case opens another.
Do you have any idea what is really going on while we're wasting our time following this stuff?
Are you going to tell me?
The deals being done right now will change the face of LA forever, and we're wasting our time on some hump.
Someone's little girl.
Visit the morgue at the end of the month when the John and Jane Does are cremated. Their percentages. The odds for and against lightning striking.
Так. Место убийства.
Second floor.
Квартира
Apartment
6 в
6.
конце коридора.
In the back.
Thanks.
Спасибо. Спасибо. А, ну. Она еще и открыта, наверное, ты хотел нам сказать, да? О, а это.
Bukowski, you made homicide.
That I did.
Рад тебя видеть.
Good to see you, Phelps.
You two want a hug?
Тебя обжиматься.
Or can we get on with it?
Relax, Rusty.
Ха. Свои.
26 years old, fashion model. Found in the tub by the cleaning lady, Mrs. Reynoldson. She called it in.
We heard Carruthers thinks...
Carruthers likes to make work for people. Overdose of sleeping pills. Falls asleep in the tub. Rest in peace. Case closed.
Here, here. Mal is 100% that it's murder.
Do you mind if I take a look around?
Sure. Go right ahead.
4 детектива, 4 пацана. Они еще не дослужились, да? Не, это приятно.
Phelps?
Mal, we've had a look around. Rusty thinks it's a waste of time. What's your theory?
Come on, Mal. Tell us why we were dragged down here.
If the victim was alive when she entered the tub, water would have entered her lungs. The water is violently churned in the windpipe as she drowns. The result is that a lot of foam is generated. This foam is found at the mouth and nostrils in almost all cases of real drowning. Notice anything about our Vic?
May I took a look?
Be my guest. Take a closer look at her head and neck.
The neck is bruised pretty badly. Bruising on the forearms, and these look like bite marks.
Very good.
Ну нет, стоп. Назад. О, подожди, колечко.
Very unusual ring.
И не стянули его.
Could be wrong, but it looks like a black sapphire.
Что самое?
Eyes are a classic sign of morphine, and the bruises tell their own story. I think one man held her down and another held her arm and injected her. They put her in the bath to try to cover it as a drowning.
And spread a trail of barbiturates.
Take a look around outside on your way out and see if you can find the Surretts. It would make my theory.
And morphine would have been very quick, and there wouldn't have been much of a struggle.
Okay, so find two guys who recently bought Surretts and weren't junkies, and you might be onto something.
This is her in these photos? She's something else.
Yes. Miss Julie was...
Pretty girl like that? Maybe she was having trouble with some boys, huh? Maybe she got her heart broken. Couldn't take it anymore. So she ran herself a bath and down some hills, and then she just ripped it off.
Looks like barbiturates.
She always had so much fire. So much drive. I'm sorry.
Это же...
Stay there.
Okay.
Barbiturates. What else is rattling around in this thing?
Опа.
We should speak to her doctor. Prescribing both drugs would make her life a roller coaster. Quality English smoking jacket. I don't know anyone under 45 who would wear one. This is all top end of town stuff. Gives us somewhere to look.
Подожди-ка. Ну ладно.
There's been a modeling assignment.
Так, Дейсон, Бульвар Голливуд, 65.
It's a place to start. Beautiful girl. Clothes certainly aren't from the Sears catalog.
Опять ничего нету, короче. Карандаш дайте.
I'm Detective Phelps. I'm here to try and help Julia. Do you mind answering some questions?
Virginia Reynoldson, I'm just so shocked. I feel like there's something I should be doing, someone I should call.
We can make those calls, ma'am. Who needs to be notified?
That's just it. I don't know. Miss Julie doesn't have any family in town. Someone has to set her affairs in order. Mr. Henderson, maybe? Who else is there? I don't know.
If you give the details to the other detectives, ma'am, they can try and get in contact. Was Miss Randall depressed about something? Upset?
No more than normal.
Мне кажется, вы меня обманываете.
What are you hiding here, Mrs. Reynoldsson? Julie was obviously disturbed about something.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Логично.
She was taking barbiturates. She couldn't sleep. You must have seen them in her room.
You've seen the pillbox, the things she hid in there. I don't know how she supported herself. Always new clothes and jewelry. She lived like a movie star, a princess. Does modeling really pay that well?
Did Miss Randall have many friends visit?
I'm not sure. I only come around twice a week.
Huh. Это обманщица.
Why are you lying to me, Mrs. Reynoldsson? Julia had men stay here.
I will not speak ill of the dead. You can't prove that.
Мужской жакет.
Who owns the smoking jacket?
I wouldn't like to tell tales, you understand. That's Mr. Henderson's. An older man, very distinguished looking. He seemed very much in love with her.
Where would we find him?
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know. He said he lives in San Francisco.
What was it like working for Miss Randall?
Perfectly fine, officer.
Mrs. Reynoldsson, it seems like there's something you want to tell me.
She was very high-strung. Lovely one moment and screaming at you the next.
3 из 3, вот правильно.
She wanted it all, and she wanted it damn quick. Of course, being so beautiful, it seemed like she was going to get it. Not the way it's turned out, though, is it?
Thanks, Mrs. Reynoldsson. It's been very helpful. One of the other detectives will take your statement, and then you can go home. Stefan, Rusty, we'll take a look around outside and then follow up these leads. Can you get some guys to run down the jacket?
You think Carruthers has called it right?
He rarely gets it wrong.
I don't know. I'm with Galloway. I've met enough girls in my time who can't handle their dope.
Не туда уж.
Can you drive to this one?
Fine. Where are we headed?
Поехали. К доктору.
Bukowski, Galloway, quite the little reunion in there. Almost brought a tear to my eye.
They're good police.
How would you know? You got promoted so fast you barely had time to learn their names. Let me fill you in. Bukowski's a pushover. Galloway's a drunk.
You could learn a thing or two from both of them.
Please. They couldn't work a vice case if their life depended on it.
I don't see why they'd be any better or worse at it than me.
I noticed you said better. Hubris disguised as humility. Kind of your trademark, don't you think?
Why do you always twist everything? Galloway's got nothing to prove. He's been on homicide for years.
And he's welcome to it. You're a terrier, Phelps, and that's what I need. Not some old bulldog who can't get up a flight of stairs without coughing up his lunch.
Да, не любят они своих детей. Точнее, вот этот чувачок, который молодой, выпендрежник. Ладненько.
I swear, if we locked up every doctor in this town, Vice would be able to work half days.
нужна кто? Палмер? 505 Стоунман. Точно, Стоунман.
Here, Stoneman, office 505.
Вот он.
Yes, sir, your name?
LAPD. We'd like to see Dr. Stoneman.
Dr. Stoneman is with a patient. Would you like to wait?
No, we wouldn't. Tell him we want to see him now.
There's no need to be rude.
Save it, sister.
Dr. Stoneman, I have some gentlemen from the LAPD here to see you.
Send them in, please. I'll see this patient again after they've left.
Your investigation is much more important than my psychiatrist.
Dr. Stoneman, we are investigating the death of one of your patients, Julia Randall.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Do you mind if we ask you some questions about Ms. Randall?
Not if it doesn't compromise doctor-patient privilege, Detective.
How well did you know Miss Randall?
Barely at all. She'd only been a patient 6 months or so.
Ай, блин. Возможно, он говорит
She was disturbed, though.
Well, not in the conventional sense. She had trouble sleeping.
Бля, неправильно. Так.
You wrote Julia Randall a prescription for Benzedrine. How can you account for that?
Miss Randall was in the fashion business. She wanted to control her weight.
Сука, он такой беспалевный. Я даже не знаю, что ему предъявить просто, по факту. Ну, как бы и нечего.
Benzedrine is addictive, as I'm sure you know, Doctor.
As I warned her, but she was determined. She said she needed it to control her appetite.
Sounds like you knew her pretty well.
I knew the line of work she was involved in.
That'll be all for now, Dr. Stoneman. We'll be in touch.
Да, мы еще вернемся. Итак, что у нас есть? Я бы сказал бы ни хера. Но больничка или поликлиника, или это точно. Смотрите, какое здание.
The old boy is lying.
About what?
I don't know. He looked relieved when you said she was dead. That's a strange reaction to have to the death of a young patient.
Магазин одежды, давайте съездим. Эй, Рой, твоя тачка, иди.
Have you noticed how Croakers only pull out the physician-patient privilege card when they got something to hide?
There are certain things people have a right to keep private.
Until it gets in the way of police work. And it's only private when it suits them. A couple of drinks and every doctor I've met will spill your darkest secrets in a heartbeat.
Ну да, возможно, он врет как-то вот. У него мимика такая, хер еще поймешь, врет он или правду говорит. Вообще отвод глаз минимальный. Процент очень маленький. А манекенщица.
Well, hello. What can I help you with today?
I don't mind that you're talking.
LAPD,
so
ma'am.
long as you don't mind
I
that I'm
hope
not
I haven't
listening.
done anything wrong.
No, ma'am. We're making some inquiries about Julia Randall. Does she work here?
No, I had to let her go. Is she in some sort of trouble?
She was found dead this morning. How long had Julia worked as a model?
Well, she worked in New York before coming here. She was a very beautiful girl.
Could you tell us why you let Miss Randall go?
Husbands sometimes come in here with their wives. When Julia Randall modeled, the husbands were often more interested in her than they were their wives' dresses. The wives weren't happy, and neither was I.
Did she have any close friends here?
Actually, yes. Heather Swanson. Would you like to speak with her?
I'd like that very much. Please don't inform her about Miss Randall's death.
Very well, officer. Heather, these gentlemen are from the LAPD.
I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl.
Errol.
I understand that you worked with Julia Randall, Miss Swanson?
Yes. Julia helped me get my job here. She's not in any kind of trouble, is
She's
she?
a hellraiser, isn't she? Lives a fast life.
Oh, no. Maybe Mrs. Stanley would call her that, but I wouldn't. She's full of life, a wonderful company.
That's a lovely engagement ring.
Do you like it? Henry gave it to
I'm
me.
very interested in engagement rings. Do you mind if I take a closer look? That's some pearl, Miss Swanson. Would have cost Henry a fortune. He must really love you. How did you meet Julia?
I was introduced through my fiancé, Henry Arnett.
Henry is your beau. Tell us about it.
Yes, he is. Henry has a fashion business. He and Julia have been friends for years.
Are Miss Randall and Mr. Henderson engaged?
Who's he?
Look, lady, you need to give me something. Do you know anybody who would have cause to harm Julia?
No. Really, Mr. Phelps. Julia's my friend. I don't know why anyone would want to hurt her. She's okay, isn't she?
That's all for now, Miss Swanson. Could you ask your fiancé to visit Hollywood Police Station? It would be very helpful to our inquiry.
Now, wait a moment. I don't think I'll pass on that message until you tell me why you're asking all these questions.
Julia Randall was found dead this morning.
What? Oh, no. Oh, I can't believe it. She was so full of life.
Это обрадовал. Ты молодец,
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Are there any messages for me?
Yes, Detective. The coroner's been asking to speak to you. I can connect the call if you like.
Please, thank you. Al?
Cole, can you get over here? I just finished the autopsy.
Sure thing, Mal. We'll be right over. You can drive.
Where are we going?
Nice move not telling old Sweet Lips in there about her friend taking the big jump till we were half out the door. Very slick.
I figured we'd get more out of her that way.
You're learning, Phelps. We'll make a vice cop out of you yet.
наш.
How's that just been paid look about him?
Cole, Roy, I have some information for you.
You're the only person enjoying this, Mal. Get on with it.
The bruising confirms 2 sets of hands, so we have 2 killers. Death was caused by heart failure due to an overdose of morphine.
Have you dragged us down here to gloat? We already heard your theory.
We agree that she was murdered.
Yes, of course.
I have something else to show you.
All right, Mal, what gives?
The dead guy's name is Jimmy LeBlanc, career burglar. He came in this morning. Someone stove his head in with a lump of 2x4.
So what? Good riddance.
I found 2 cigarettes in his jacket pocket.
Wow.
Hang on a minute, Roy. We're listening, Mal.
No sign of morphine use and no metabolized morphine in his blood. Scratch marks on his face.
Which could be from getting his head remodeled.
Time of death, Mal.
Maybe an hour or 2 after the Randall girl.
So you're saying Laughing Boy here could be one of our killers? That's a hell of a long shot.
Thanks, Mal. We'll check it out.
I found something else.
Sorry, I don't play.
I don't know if it's significant. His wallet was empty. The only other things he was carrying were the harmonica and the morphine. Carruthers. Yeah, he's here. I'll send him over. They have a guy called Henry Arnett in interview 2 for you next door. Let me know how you get on.
Sure, Mal. And thanks for the lead.
Sure, Mal. Thanks for the lead.
Конечно, спасибо за налог. Ну, вообще, да. Вот. Hollywood Police Station.
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence. Why don't you go polish your war medal and leave me alone?
Remember that dead lady they found under the train? That guy, Phelps is his name. He solved the case.
Arnett is in interview too, Phelps. Go help him get whatever it is off his chest.
I need a drink. I got the goddamn
Are we going to the Mocambo this Friday?
Mr. Arnett, I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. Thanks for coming in.
Call me Henry. It's the least I could do. Terrible news about Julia.
How well did you know Julia Randall?
Vaguely. I'm in the clothing business, and Julia occasionally...
Иногда, может быть, всегда. Ты кусок с говном. Я тебе с дерьмом смешаю. Так. Мартин, жемчужное кольцо. Причем здесь жемчужное кольцо и работа? А это... Арна тут.
If that's all, Heather's distraught. I probably need to get home.
And you were close?
We were friends.
Сука. Ах, говнище, не
Miss Randall's landlady said she was seeing an older man.
Could have been. I wasn't privy to all the details of Julia's private life.
Isn't there anything else you can do?
Ты пиздобол.
Spill it, Henry. You know nothing about a man named Henderson?
Yes, you're right. Henderson, yeah. Very distinguished.
How about a first name, wise guy? An address, maybe?
I'm sorry, I don't. I think he lives somewhere out of town. Somewhere back east.
Бля, от него вообще толк нулевый.
Ever heard of a Jimmy LeBlanc?
No. Should I have? Is he an entertainer or something?
Как я это докажу? Он пытается вспомнить, его видно по нему. Бля, он даже близко не знает.
What the hell is the LAPD up to these days? So you wouldn't have any reason to believe that LeBlanc would be involved in Julie Randall's murder?
If this guy is a criminal, he might have been involved. But like I said, I've never heard of this LeBlanc character.
Короче, это пиздец.
Heather told us that you were in fashion.
That's right.
Need a drink. I got the jitters again.
Директор.
You going to release me now? You're some kind of traveling salesman?
Once I got out of the Corps, I used my...
You were in the Marines?
Sure. I'm proud of it. Fighting 6th.
You were in the 6th Marines?
Yes. I was a captain.
Which company?
Various companies. We had a lot of casualties.
Which engagements?
Okinawa. A couple of other places.
That will be all for now, Henry. You've been very helpful.
That son of a bitch was never in the Marines. Why'd you let him off the hook?
Because we're giving him a couple of minutes before we start tailing him. Arnett is an amateur. We need to find out who killed the girl. Can you pass this on to Bukowski? Have him check the place out and go through his records.
Sure, I'll pass it on.
Thanks. Can you also have R&I run the records on a Jimmy LeBlanc and find out who was his last arresting officer? Have them get in touch via KGPL when they have some information.
He's in that car at the lights.
Нихуя у него тачка.
He was squirming like a worm in there. Don't you love it when they pull the war hero excuse? Actually, maybe you don't.
You got a pretty funny idea of what keeping a low profile means, Phelps.
Не так не заметил, как
I'd have expected a cad like Arnett to be a better liar.
Where are you taking us, Henry?
Easy, Cole. Better back it off. Can you quit driving like a jackass already?
Never stepped foot in Okinawa.
Да, разные роты будут. Смешно, чел.
He needs money and fast. Get in there and find out what he pawned. I'll stick with him, see how he intends to spend the money. Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Hoof it, Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
Такие слежки начались, вы представляете? Это просто вот. все-таки увидел меня. Следить не получилось за этим.
Needs money and fast. Get in there and find out what he pawned. I'll stick with him, see how he intends to spend the money. Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Hoof it, Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
Подождем, когда он перейдет.
Move in. Can't risk losing the trail. Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Охуевать.
That's right, Mexico City. One-way ticket, please. Next available seat.
That would be 1 day from now. Is that okay?
It's going to have to be.
LAPD, the man who just came in here. You bought a ticket?
Yes, sir. To Mexico City, tomorrow night.
If you hear from him again, don't mention this conversation.
What have you got?
He bought a ticket from Mexico City. Tomorrow night.
That's good. But this is better.
Oh my God. It's Fabergé.
Should have seen the look on the pawnbroker's face when I told him to hand it over.
The guy who owned the joint thought it was worth at least 10 large for a cigarette case. Arnett only got 600 clams.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Any messages?
Yes, Detective. Detectives Bukowski and Galloway request you return to the Hollywood station. They have information in the Julia Randall case.
Any luck with the arrest record check on Jimmy LeBlanc?
Yes, Detective. Jimmy LeBlanc's last arresting officer was Patrolman Fred Wallace. He's posted the Hollywood 9th Beat, Sunset Boulevard between Gordon and Wilcox.
Thank you.
Встретимся с Уоллесом.
I know that thing. That's the guy who busted all those Negro drug pushers last week, isn't it?
He just refuses to accompany me to church.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Do we know where we're going?
A one-way ticket to Mexico. Old Henry's looking as guilty as a dog next to a pile of dog shit.
What's his motive?
I can think of a few, but I'd put my money south of the belt. One guy plus 2 dames always equals problems.
Come on, let's give him a hand. Right behind you, Wallace. Detective Phelps.
Wallace, go left. I'm going right after this little prick in the alley.
Я сказал налево, я чуть был направо. Но не важно.
Throw out the guns. How long do you think you can hold out?
Какие серьезные детективчики. Разобрались, пацану помогли.
Thanks.
Спасибо.
Outstanding warrant, armed robbery. Knocked over a drugstore back there, and it looks like he brought his whole posse with him. Bad luck for them.
They're all yours now. We need some information.
Ever heard of a burglar goes by the name of Jimmy LeBlanc?
Sure. They nabbed Jimmy on a burglary beef a couple of years back. They cut through a music shop and into a jewelry store. He got 4 years. I missed his partner, though.
His partner?
Big guy. I had him cornered, and he picked up this huge display case and threw it out a plate glass window. Then he vaulted out of there like something out of Barnum and Bailey.
Got away.
I would have had him, except for LeBlanc yelling, "Run for it, Willie!"
And you think he was an acrobat of some sort?
More like a strongman, a wrestler, or a boxer, that kind of thing.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
You haven't done too badly yourself.
You're behind the wheel.
Fine. Where are we headed? You're suggesting LeBlanc is still working with Willie?
A strong man held down Randall while someone administered the morphine. Someone with muscle opened up LeBlanc's skull. Could be.
We caught up with Mao. He's given us the dope on LeBlanc.
He worked burglaries with a big guy. Goes by the name of Willie. He might be our killer. Can you work boxing gyms, the Y, promoters, that kind of stuff?
Since when have you started giving orders, Phelps? And where's the burglary angle? There was no sign of a...
That's where our net comes in. Next stop, we speak to Lacey about a list of recent burglaries.
Guy's a bum. His office is a front, and he's behind on the rent and his phone bill.
And he's skipping town. Tomorrow.
Let's get him in and beat it out of him.
Do you want to bring in the killer, Rusty?
It could be too smart for your own good, Phelps. We've been talking about that, haven't we, Roy? Stefan?
Finbar?
Sir, I need the contraband list. Items stolen over the last year.
Hang on, I'll dig out a copy for you. Here you go.
Thanks.
Чёрт,
Is the
интересно.
cigarette case on there?
Взять его на начальника смены недавних ограбить.
It's here. Arnett must be out of his mind trying to move this while under a murder cloud.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to stop him with one round.
You left at midnight, correct? You didn't know about the insurance money.
Кристалл.
Anyone seen where Miss Wells went? That's correct.
Возможно, тот жемчуг черный с черным сапфиром, это тоже... Не уверен.
No, sorry. Where's the bow?
Even the engagement ring was purloined. Arnett is a cad.
Вот, да, вот это вот кольцо, которое на бабе. Все получилось. Еще что-то. О, черный.
Julia Randall's ring. It's here.
Подождите, еще что-то есть? Что еще? Золотая брошь? Серебряная коробочка?
Seems Julia wasn't the first bored society girl to hide her bennies in that pillbox.
Guy gave his wife a tap. Say all fair in love and war.
Mouth you spoke stripped off me at the grand jury.
You know the way. You can drive.
Now the DA.
All right, where to?
So you and Rusty have been having discussions. Anything you would like to tell me, partner?
Phelps, don't be so touchy. Rusty had his best ever clearance rate working with you. Even if the cases he worked on can't be discussed. We were just comparing notes. You're a Booneroo case man, Phelps. One of the best I've ever seen.
Thanks.
You gotta learn to take a compliment, Phelps. Nice house.
LAPD, ma'am. Is Mrs. Eavestrom in?
She is. Would you follow me, sir?
I am Mrs. Eavestrom. How may I help you?
We appear to have recovered some stolen goods that belong to you, ma'am.
Yes, of course. That terrible burglary. Would you like something to drink?
No, thank you, ma'am. We have some questions, if you don't mind.
Why would I mind, young man, if you are returning 43 pieces of my property?
Okay, before we get down to that, I'll have a scotch. Thanks, straight up.
Maria, can you get the detective a drink, please?
Can you describe to us what was stolen?
It would be easier to describe what wasn't stolen, Detective. A priceless tiara that has been in the family for 50 years. A Fabergé cigarette case that was worth $25,000.
We recovered a black sapphire ring.
A beautiful piece. It belongs to my daughter.
What can you tell us about the burglary?
That terrible night, at least a year ago. But let's not go into that. Let's talk about what you've recovered.
I get the sense that you're worried about something, Mrs. Eastrom.
I have already received the insurance claim, Detective. Is there any way we could keep the return of these items discreet?
That's about it for now, Mrs. Eastrom. The department will get in touch and let you know how you can recover your valuables.
You have only mentioned a few of the items that have been stolen, Detective. What else has been recovered?
You see, Phelps? That's why you get the drinks in early.
Hello, Mother. Hello,
Hello.
detectives. What is going on?
We'd like to ask exactly the same question.
You have met my daughter?
This morning at work. Oh, mother and father divorced. I took my father's name.
The detectives recovered some of the things that were stolen, darling.
Well, what did you find?
A sapphire ring on the corpse of Julia Randall.
What are you talking about?
Your engagement ring, Miss Swanson. Would you be surprised to know that it was part of the proceeds of a burglary?
That's an outrageous allegation.
Yes, it is. I suggest we go straight to Henry Arnett's place and sort this mess out.
The most well-known radio singers and orchestras are heard here on KTI.
What are we missing?
The ACB network presents...
Let's go back to the apartment.
Хорошо, можно? Место.
The railroad officials, screenwriters, and critics accompany Miss Anne Blythe of Hollywood as she goes aboard the George Washington for the first motion picture premiere on rail. The specially...
Take the next left.
We're missing something here. Arnett is obviously arranging the burglaries.
That's my fiance you're making scurrilous accusations about.
And Randall was obviously his partner.
But neither of them are the type to creep apartments.
You're being ridiculous. Both of you. There's a very good explanation for all of this.
Next right. Put a sock in it, sister.
Сейчас, секундочку.
You're being played for a patsy and you're not even smart enough to see it.
Take the next right turn. Straight ahead. It's the next right. You need to take the next right. Keep straight. Straight through the intersection. Straight over.
Straight through the next intersection.
Straight over the next intersection. Next left. Stay straight on this road. Keep going straight. Go straight over. You're gonna go right up ahead. Straight over. Go straight. Straight through the intersection. You need to take the next right. Take the next right turn. Look where you're going.
Go left just now.
Next right.
Isn't that the cop?
Come on, sister. Let's find out who your fiance really is.
Welcome, sir. I'm sorry, are you a resident?
LAPD detectives. We're here to speak to Henry Arnett.
Oh, Mr. Arnett? Apartment 30. You can take the lift.
Thank you.
Ну, пошли. Пообщаемся.
Well, isn't this just nice and awkward?
Stop! Don't kill him, Cole. This guy's our case.
Go on,
Put your hands in the air.
Вовремя он меня заставляет.
Give it up, LAPD.
Блять. Меня как лоха просто.
Looks like he got you good, Phelps.
Yeah, he really packs a wallop. How'd I get back here?
Under your own steam, miraculously. You came in through the window, said hello, and then keeled over.
How was Arnett?
He's coming round, too. He's all hopped up. Good time to get some answers.
You missing something, Henry?
А, сейчас 1947.
You told Heather you're honeymooning without her? Vacheron Constantine. That's an extremely expensive watch, Henry. A graduation present from my parents.
I don't think so.
Здесь что-нибудь найдется.
Optimistic, Cole. I doubt it. Incidental. Don't think this is anything. Any ideas?
We know all about the jewelry ring. You and Randall and LeBlanc and Willie doing the legwork.
I'm in the fashion business.
You're lying, Henry.
How can you prove that I'm involved, Detective?
Because you pawned a Fabergé cigarette case today for $600. A case that is on a list of stolen items.
It was Julia's idea. Get a list of society parties and find out where and when and then have the guests burgled. Julia was desperate for money. No matter how much we made, she always wanted more.
Why did Reed and LeBlanc kill Julia Randall?
I wanted to stop, to get out of that life. I was going to marry Heather if she'd have me. Julia told the others that they were out, that she was going to create a new gang.
Так, в чем ты еще там пропиздился?
You're lying, Arnett. I think you ordered them to kill her. It was made to look like suicide, and when the coroner saw through that, you knew it was time to run.
I told you I was involved in the burglaries. I had nothing to do with Julia's death. Why would I need to run?
Have you told Miss Swanson that you're leaving for Mexico City tomorrow night? That it's a one-way ticket?
Henry? Tell me it isn't true.
I had no choice. I wanted to marry Heather. I told Julia I wanted out, and she laughed in my face. I had to pay Willie and Jimmy a fortune to do her, and now I'm completely broke.
What you are, Buster, is under arrest.
Who is Henderson, and what is his involvement?
Tell them what you know, Henry. I'll stand by you if you'll only tell the truth.
There is no Henderson.
Ёбаный пиздобол, а ну посмотрите на него.
Tell me about your first burglary, and don't lie.
I can't remember. I don't keep a list of these things. No such person, Detective. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Henry Arnett, you are under arrest for burglary and for the murder of Julia Randall.
Henderson is Stoneman, all right? I'm not the guy you want. Go talk to the good doctor.
Oh, we will, knucklehead. Meanwhile, we're fitting you for convict stripes.
Идите к доктору? Он знает доктора. Хендерсон, это и есть доктор. Походу. Ну, я так понимаю. Бля, как он на вас жестко спалил. Понимает, что сейчас засадит. Просил доктора. Иногда просим доктора.
Can you drive to this one?
Fine. Where are we headed?
I guess the wedding's off.
He only robbed her mother and killed her best friend. Cut the guy some slack.
So how does the doctor fit in?
That's what we're about to find out. Maybe we should ask him to give you a quick once-over. That meathead gave you one hell of a pasting.
I've had worse.
You should have seen yourself staggering back in there like a drunken sailor.
Next time you can take the runner, Roy.
I didn't box in the Marines, though, did I?
Should have never told me that.
Боксом и морской пехотой. Ору. Он уже тоже вещички, наверное, собирает, да? Когда мы к нему приехали.
Time for the doctor to give us something to make this all better.
Hang on a moment, sister. Tell him it's Henry Arnett. And tell him it's urgent.
I can't do that.
Tell him, or I'll charge you with obstruction of justice.
Doctor, I'm afraid Mr. Arnett is here to see you, and he says it's urgent.
Send him in.
I told you never to come.
Tell us the truth, doctor.
I'm so glad you came. Prison will be better than insanity, and I'm already half insane with grief. Do you know that I loved her? I ruined my life for her, and yet I still love her.
Will you testify in court that Arnett and Randall did these robberies?
They organized the robberies. Julie would get the names of the guests attending my wife's parties. Didn't matter how much money I showered upon her, it was never enough. She never really cared for me.
Doctor, I'm afraid you're under arrest.
The practice. You'll call Dr. Gerard. No. Please don't cry. I want to see no one. Not my wife or my children, nor my friends. And I don't want a lawyer. Just lock me up and throw away the key. What have I done?
Didn't see that coming.
Он просто взял, спрыгнул. Вот такой поворот событий я не ожидал. Красавчик, красавчик. У нас труп.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Прыжок вверх.
I need an ambulance and the coroner immediately to the offices of Dr. Harold Stoneman, 1646 Ivor Street, Hollywood.
En route, Detective. You have a message. Detective Bukowski says the suspect is named Wilson Willie the Wolf Reed, former wrestler. Last known address is an apartment building at the corner of Hollywood and Vine. Detective Bukowski says to meet them there.
On our way.
Огонь, мы нашли петушка.
We have an address for the runner.
Долго расследуем.
Let's try and wrap this up then.
Час расследуем или больше, но прям вообще мощно. Но я думаю, что мы вот это расследование добиваем.
That old boy really fell for that broad.
She was incredibly beautiful.
Would you throw it all away for a woman?
Life has a way of making you pay for your pride.
You're quite the romantic, Phelps. Stick with the percentages. Broken hearts are for chumps.
You're talking from experience.
I certainly am. Oh, I like women as much as the next guy, as long as they're in their place and doing what they're told.
Поехали. Детективы Лос-Анджелеса. Час ночи. Тоже забрался на крышу? С этим дебилом придется стреляться.
He's around here somewhere. A big guy. Neighbors say he always wears basketball shoes and a cream jacket. And get this. The kids around here say he plays the harmonica.
Find the game well and have the commander set up a dragnet. We want the area closed off. We'll take this out of the street.
A harmonica playing wrestler. That's a weird one. Think he knits as well?
Just keep your eyes open and your mouth shut. I don't want him to bolt on us.
Wilson Reed, LAPD, give yourself up.
Эрл, погнали, давай.
What do you think?
Reed isn't dusting on us this time, Cole. Go!
Hold it. He's got to be around here somewhere. No place to go unless he grew wings.
There he is! Waste the son of a bitch!
Вот он и труп.
Son of a bitch really picked this spot for it up here, didn't he?
А вот его.
Julia Randall's folks are flying in from New York tomorrow to claim the body. I saw her on the slab. So perfect. Looked like she was made of porcelain. She really made an impression on me.
Julia had that impact on a lot of men.
Christ, it's cold. You guys did good work here today. Roy, I think you should buy your brother officers a drink.
Do you now? That's very generous of you, Lieutenant.
Закрыть дело, обнаженный город. Ну что ж, у нас закрытое дело, ребят. Всем спасибо, кто смотрел. Оценка хорошо. Всем до следующего стрима. Расписание будет на Твиче. Ну и все. Всем пока.